Everyone enjoys getting out on the town for some live music. And there's nothing like going backstage and down the hall for a VIP pass to the inside information and interviews with the bands, singers, and songwriters that you enjoy. Welcome to All Around Town Radio.
Working for the weekend, and I want to see a show. I flip on the book of face. Yeah, I know where to go. There's a man on there into the music scene, showing lots of love for the community. With great advice, I know who I should go see. So all around town radio show is where I go for the latest band info. So all around town radio show for the music that comforts my soul. It's the All Around Town Radio show. The All Around Town Radio.
Whether you like rock, blues, folk, country, or R&B, Backstage Hall Pass delivers you a daily dose of the stories behind the music. And now, here's the host of our show, Scott Hall.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the program. We're live at 5 here from the All Around Town Radio Studios. It's the weekend update on Backstage Hall Pass for you, so welcome, everybody. Let me see who's saying hi out there. I'm still starting to struggle with some eyesight issues, but we're getting there. Let's see. Glenn checking in. What's going on? Yeah, what a day yesterday. Thank you, Glenn, for that compliment. I appreciate it. Yeah, it was a big day yesterday. We're going to talk about it on the program here. It's coming up, and we just haven't gotten around to getting pictures up yet. And frankly, there were so many photographers there who took fantastic photos. Mine are just going to be playtime. So we'll get those on for you, and you can get a chance to check it out. And Kareem wishes he had his own. You can have your own theme song, Kareem. Might be Hootie and the Blowfish. You could get them to do it for you. You could. Kareem in the house. Scotty Long, good to see you yesterday as well. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. That was a fun day. We had a great time yesterday, and like I said, we'll get to it here in the program in just a little bit and chat about that. But right now, I want to say hi to everybody checking in. Hi, Rachel. Thanks for being here as well. Ray Renee in the house, and she says her favorite podcast. That is sweet, Ray Renee. Thank you so much. That makes me feel great. And it was really nice yesterday to have people come up that I didn't even know, had never met, who say, hey, I watch what you're doing online and we love what you're doing. And that makes you feel good. And then they talked about Karis. They love her too. They actually do. There she is. She's on here. Howdy, Karis. Thanks for joining me today. She'll be with me tomorrow. And here's what we're going to do tomorrow. I made this command decision, Karis. I'm going to post tomorrow morning on the page to come up with topics for Hot Topic Tuesday tomorrow. And we will pick one of your topics. So it's viewer's choice tomorrow. Viewer's choice on Hot Topic Tuesday. And we'll pick one of them out of the comments tomorrow. So that's coming your way tomorrow on Hot Topic Tuesday at 5 o'clock with the lovely Karis. Scotty Long. Yeah, well, no. It wasn't all the stage lighting in my eyes as much as it is. My eyes are just screwed up. But it's weird because... and I'll tell you just a little background here. You don't probably care, but I'm going to tell you. The monitor I use wants to use my bifocal to see. That's why you see me doing this a lot when I'm on the air trying to read this monitor. And your comments aren't real big on the screen right now. I need a bigger monitor or something to fix that up with. But we'll get there. And I got to say hi to some people out here. Billy from the Billy Rock Band. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. You killed it as well. We're going to talk about all these people in just a few minutes. In fact, I'm going to have to get to it. Toy in the house. How are you, Dewey? How are you? I thought I might see you yesterday. Yeah, what a day. Autism Rocks yesterday. Interesting musical lineup for that. It was different. So we'll chat about that as well Mike Roberts in the house from Acoustic Blue and Eyes Up Here. Thank you for being here. Steve Short, how are you? Rob Paisley joining the party on the YouTube channel. Bill Burley out there. How you doing, Bill? What's going on? Are we mofos today? Thank you. Yes, Bill, your videos were fantastic from yesterday. Thank you. What a great weekend of music we had, all of us. It was good. Gary, how are you? Good to have you with us. And yeah, sorry we missed you, Gary. We did. Wanted to make sure you were all right yesterday because usually you're there at that event and you're a big hit at that event. So sorry we missed you yesterday. Rooster Fries in the house. Thank you for being here. Sean Poole, how are you? Thank you for joining us today. Sean Poole Music. So let me get to it. First and foremost, guys, welcome to All Around Town Radio, your number one source for live local music news, bands, venues, and more. It's been since last Thursday since we chatted live online here. And thank you. A little down last week on the numbers on the Thursday show, 3,700 and something, but we'll take it. I mean, I remember when we used to be excited about 100 views. So, 3,700 is great. And it was a busy weekend. People had a busy week, and that's just how it's going on. Hi, Rick. Thanks for dropping by today. What's Bill got going on? Just got off a busy weekend, 3 nights, 3 shows. Good deal. Yeah, well, I'm glad you're out playing that much. Good. Stay that busy, buddy. That's good. So we want to thank you for that Thursday show. And Mike wants to know if Glenn can get a Scott Hall bobblehead. Well, I never thought I'd have my own trading cards till yesterday, and the folks from Autism Rocks presented me with those in the beginning and told me to sign them and give them to kids, and that's what we did, and we had a fun time with that. But yeah, I didn't. I mean, the people that were on those trading cards were like Bengals greats and people like that, and to have my face plastered on there, like I tell people, I got a face for radio. It was quite an honor to be on those. So let me roll through some things here and see what people have to say. Jim McCarthy, thank you. Yeah, I'm sad you missed it as well. He's still got that that Ohio Sinus Valley thing going on. Hi, Chris. Thank you for being here. Good to have you with us. So yeah, that show on Thursday sponsored by Froggy's guys, 3,700 plus views. Thank you for that. We appreciate it. It's all because you guys share it. And share it with your music loving friends. As you all know, today's President's Day. That's what's happening. President's Day. And we're getting ready to hit our recap for the week. And let me get to a couple more comments here. Scotty Long's had a lot of great talent to the stage for sure. Yeah, you got to see Kevin McCoy over the weekend. Good deal. Awesome. Yeah. You got a new Tuesday night coming. Good. Let me know, man. We'll get it on the list. You know that. We'll put it on the list that we do every Thursday. And man, is that list growing. I'm getting more bands and venues that are reaching out to us. And we'll talk about that too on Thursday when we bring some new folks into the show. Big week here at All Around Town Radio. Again, this week, we're not slowing down a bit. But let's talk about last week for just a minute. Thank you, Jim Kilroy. I appreciate you being there and representing the All Around Town Street team. Wearing your support local music jacket. I appreciate that very much, or your hoodie, so to speak. So real quick, had a great time last Tuesday, Mr. Burroughs Trivia. Wonderful time on Valentine's Day, the day of love. It was the day of love. Little bit down on the numbers of teams, but everybody's going out on date night on that night on Valentine's Day. They'll be back this week for sure, but we had some fun with that, and the folks were there, had a good time. We had some Valentine's trivia thrown in, and Mr. Burroughs was nice enough to give some candy away, also some high-end candy too, away to the winners at the end. So that was fun. It was good stuff. Sean Poole says he's got 60 shows booked so far for this year. Awesome. Outstanding. That's what we like to hear. The music is back, man. The music is back. If you're out there, please throw us a comment in, guys. We'd love to hear from you. Let me see who's checked in, if anybody. Oh, yeah, we got all kinds of people we've mentioned already. So thank you so much for being with us today. Let me get into Wednesday, though. I want to talk about Wednesday. We always do that Tuesday trivia thing. Let me throw a shameless plug in this week. I'm doing Tuesday at Burroughs, as what I always do. But then on Friday night, I've got a big event, 70s, 80s, 90s flashback trivia at the Kettering VFW. It's open to all ages, open to the public. There is a huge fish fry going on there as well. It's going to be a huge night. So far, a lot of interest in that. A lot of people coming. So that'll be fun. We're doing mixed bag of question answers and name that tune. So 70s, 80s, and 90s, Kettering VFW Friday night. Bring the whole family. We'd love to see them there. What else we got going on? O'Connor's Irish Pub in the house. How are you? We're featuring their stuff on our list now. We appreciate you being a part of this program. Ditch, good to see you yesterday. Thank you for that compliment. I appreciate it. Guys, I had so much fun doing that. And like I said, I'll get to that here at the end of the show today. Let's see what Kent has to say. Under the Sun was so good it was stupid, he said. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Thanks for being on the YouTube channel also, Kent. We are on YouTube as well as the Book of Face, folks. If you ever lose the Facebook feed, drop over to YouTube. It's cleaner and better sometimes there. Johnny Fink got to hang with Scott Hall 2 nights this week. Oh, yeah. You're like Hollywood down there at Pullman throwing things on that I talked to him once. Give me a break. Johnny, you were awesome. We're going to talk about you here in just a second for sure. And Kareem can't wait for warmer weather. I'm with you there. I love the outdoor gigs. Hi, Tina. Yes, Springfield is here. We love that. Love to have Springfield here. There's my good friend, the B-Man, John Bolio, in the house. Thank you for being with us today. We've got to get together, my friend. Let's do it. I know you've been busy. I've been busy, but it's time. It's time. How many of you out there have ever listened to WTUE radio over the years? John Bolio was a staple in Dayton, Ohio for 40 plus years. And an amazing, amazing disc jockey, if you want to call him that, back in the day as they started. I don't know what they call him now, but did a great job. And the B-Man, we want to get him on the show to tell his story because he's got great stories. He does. And I can just sit back and hit the old recliner and listen to him talk all day long. Hi, Dave. Great to see you yesterday as well, my friend. Thank you. Said Johnny Fink, awesome show. Yeah, we got a lot going on here, guys. So Steve Short said WTUE, awesome. You know the B-Man then. Check your calendar. Well, at least you haven't lost that. Yes. He's funny as hell. The B-Man. And Glenn saying Wednesday night was so great. Let me get to this list, guys, because I'm kind of pressed for time today if we can get it done. Let's talk about Wednesday at the Bell and the Bear. Johnny and Gina and Casey Gomez. Going to rank up there as one of the top shows of the year for me. I'm going to tell you that right now. Amazing talent. Johnny Fink, consummate professional, excellent guitar player, wonderful vocalist. Then you throw into the blender Gina McCann, who has, I told somebody yesterday, they were saying, wow, she's good. And I said, I call her voice butter mixed in with cayenne pepper. It's not only smooth, but it's hot. Her voice is so good. And Gina and Johnny together is just an electric combination. Wonderful stuff. And then they threw Casey Gomez into the mix. And Casey Gomez, another raspy, wonderful, bluesy voice and exceptional entertainer and frontman. So that went on at the Bell and the Bear on Wednesday night, and it couldn't have been any better. Let me give you some of the songs I heard that night. Just a few I jotted down in the notes. Bread, Everything I Own, Jolene, Valerie, Black Velvet. Gina absolutely took the paint off the building with Someone Like You by Adele. Amazing stuff. And then Crossroads with Casey on the harmonica, or harp if you're a cool cat. Dock of the Bay, Stormy Monday Blues, One Way Out, Break the Chains, Fleetwood Mac, and then the Government Mule version, basically, of Soul Shine, Allman Brothers tune there. Amazing night of blues and soulful music with Johnny Fink, Gina McCann, and Casey Gomez. Now, Johnny and Gina are there once a month. Look for it on the Bell's schedule. It'll be on our list as well. But if you haven't checked them out, check those people out. Amazing performers. Amazing performers they are. Yes. So, and speaking of Gina McCann, she's just joined us along with TJ, our good buddy TJ. How are you? Alexandria, how are you? Thank you for being here. Look at all these folks. Steve Short says Johnny Fink is incredible. He is. I think he's incredible. And Johnny Fink's helping put on a big event at the Bell and the Bear on Sunday as well. Watch for that to come up on Wednesday on our show. We're going to feature that on Wednesday. It's a special edition Wednesday with the band. We're talking about an event, another fundraising event going on this weekend on Sunday, and I'm looking forward to being at that one as well. So really, really good stuff going on out there, folks. Gina McCann, love you, my dear. Always, always, always. And again, yesterday, when you stepped up there for a couple songs with Johnny Fink and the Intrusion, we'll talk about it here in just a moment. You slayed it. You're never disappointed with Gina and Johnny and Casey Gomez. Wow, what a combo. You guys got to take that on the road. I'm telling you. Take it on the road. Do it. Let's talk about Thursday, Bell and the Bear Jam real quick also. 2 nights in a row at Bell and the Bear for me this week. That was crazy. Johnny Fink says next month's guest, let's see, at the Bell with Gina and Johnny will be Chris Reese and Byron from the Dat Band. Cool. I love what you're doing, bringing some other people in and doing that stuff. That's fun. And, you know, doing it once a month makes people kind of thirst for it. They want it. And that's cool. I think a lot of places would benefit over a once a month gig from some of these bands who really have a great draw and can do a good night for them. And, you know, when you do it weekly, sometimes the luster falls off just because it's so available. But when it's only once a month in a certain venue, it's cool. And I know you and Gina, Johnny, are playing other places as well, which is awesome. 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 Let's talk about Thursday, Bell and the Bear Jam real quick. Kevin Cooper, Jim Cuesta, Jamie Combs, Kathy Laverde, all the hosts of that event. Travis Hanna on drums, Rick Dews playing bass that night as well as Kathy, and Jonathan Grooms hitting the bass guitar, absolutely blown us away with his talent. Some of the guests that night on stage, Dave Taylor from the Interns, Ray Renee from That One Party Band, TJ from Sons of Liberty, Chelsea Calloway from Chelsea and the Chain, Sean Fitzpatrick from all kinds of bands, Eric Patton as well, playing drums, Sean Fitzpatrick in there in the horn section, Jeff Vance kicking the sound as he always does and getting up there and playing a few tunes himself. It's musical mayhem, man. It's awesome at the Bell and the Bear every Thursday night. And good to see Cricket back in the house that night, too. We miss Cricket, and good to see her back and joining us on a Bell and the Bear Jam. What a fun night it was Thursday night as well. And, yeah, you know, Jonathan Groom's been showing up playing bass the last few weeks and really did a great job. But I've got to give props. And anybody that's on here, don't take offense if I don't give you like big props, because I usually do on many nights. But I got to say, Chelsea Calloway hadn't been there in a while, and she came with guns loaded, man. Chelsea Calloway rocking the house. So shout out to Chelsea on that. She, like I said, she hadn't been there in a long time, and it was good. Hi, George. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you being by here on the program on a Monday, our weekend update as it's known. And Kareem says we should probably put on a music festival. Yes, all the acts that have come through the Bell and the Bear Open Jam. You know, I have a music event I do called Acoustapalooza, and we were off during the COVID. Then we lost our venue that we were going to do it at. So yeah, we've got to bring that back. We've got to bring Acoustapalooza back. Do that one for juvenile diabetes. It's a great day of music and type 1 diabetes in kids. And it's fun. So, hey, Quentin, thank you for being here. So we might work that one out for sure. Dewey said he saw Chelsea in the Chain added a new gig at Southgate House. Yeah, I'm glad she's out and about. She's working a lot in the evenings. I think that's why she hasn't been there. Ray said Chelsea was amazing. And Ray, I've got to give you credit for style. You win the style award every week. I go sometimes just to see what you're going to do with your style and persona on stage. You do some great things. What's up, Gary? Absolutely. Hi, Stephanie. Bob Weber in the house. Saw him yesterday. Good to see you. So, yeah, that's where we were at with Thursday night, the jam. I took Friday off knowing I was going to have a massive weekend of music, and didn't do anything Friday night. Let's talk about Saturday for a minute. And if you saw somebody play, drop it in the comments, man. I never got that on the page this weekend. He said weird, unique, both. I would never call it weird. I would say you're very stylish. Stylish would be the term I'd use. Hi, Michelle. Got to see your friend Martin yesterday playing with Johnny Fink. Yes, I did. Let's chat about Saturday, the Hanky Panks. Mr. Kevin Cooper taking his band north, as far north as they've been, as far as I know. And they rolled into Mr. Burroughs Tavern. I needed it to be an early night for me since I had an all-day Sunday rolling at Autism Rocks. So on Saturday, the Hanky Panks. Brian on lead vocals. I'll call him Brian. We have a standing joke about different names. And Kevin Cooper on vocals, guitar, and keyboards. Richard Stoneley on bass. And fill-in drummer that night, Brian Otten, you'd have never known it, played great drums with the band. So much fun. The crowd loved them. Their variety of music is insane. Where they're all over the place. But one of the hits of the night, obviously, anytime Brian sings a female part in a duet, and The Time of My Life, they did, and he sings the girl part and kills it. But yeah, fun time. Mr. Burroughs crowd loved him. First time they'd been there. And sometimes that crowd, you've either got music lovers or you have some people that are there talking and things, and they pay attention, but they don't necessarily catch how good a band is. And most of the people that were at Burroughs on Saturday night were into the music heavily and having a great time. It was a lot of fun, and hats off to the Hanky Panks, man, for coming north a little bit, taking the plunge and coming across the Mason-Dixon line up here into Springboro. Gave us a close place to see some wonderful music. And it was fun. Let's see what else we got going here in the comments real quick. Yes. Thank you for that, Michelle Brent. I appreciate that comment. Good evening, Joshua Morgan. Thank you. And Gina got to see CFG in the Family Jam session Friday night for Casey's 50th. I heard that place was jam-packed. Yeah, I just had to have a night off that night. Didn't get to Hamilton, but I knew that would be a packed one. We love to see Casey as well and CFG in the family. And yeah, North Tap's always a jamming place, I understand, in the Hamilton music scene. Hamilton's got a great music scene. They really do. And a lot of great players coming out of Hamilton and have come out of Hamilton for sure. So let me finish up the show today with our Sunday. And I need to talk about Sunday. You're going to want to hear about Sunday for real, because let me see where my time is. All right, Sunday. We're going to talk a lot more about this, but let me just say, in the words of the kids, OMG on Sunday. If you were there, I want to see your comments, please. Drop your comments in if you were at Autism Rocks 14 at Lori's Roadhouse. What an incredible day of love, compassion, giving, and music. And as my good friend Hollywood said, music brings people together, doesn't it? What an eclectic lineup of people. And Dave says his feet are still sore. My feet are screaming today on that concrete all day. But I went from about 9 a.m. till, 8 last night or something like that. And it was a day. It was a day. And up and down the stairs, onto the stage, this and that. It wore me out, but I had a great time. And thank you, Stephanie, for being here. I know you're checking out, but thank you so much. Now, let me talk about this. First of all, I was so honored. I have gotten to know Ken Anderson, Bengals' great quarterback, number 14. Gotten to know him fairly well. And I will say, every time I'm with him, I even have more admiration for the guy and his heart and what he does for people. Ken Anderson is an amazing human being who is working hard to take care of the disabled community and doing things like building an entire community for disabled folks. And it was an honor to MC with him by his side and to MC with Jeff Piccaro, former ESPN, former Reds announcer. He's with an affiliate now in Lexington, Kentucky, doing sportscasting. But great guys to work with. We played off each other very well. I had the opportunity to introduce most of the music acts, and they had the opportunity, obviously, to talk about the Ken Anderson Alliance and where all the proceeds were going. And I don't have a total amount yet, but I'm going to tell you, yesterday killed it. The amount yesterday is going to blow you away. And what a great time it was. The Ken Anderson Alliance staff works tirelessly to put this on. DJ Dave Kale as well, who is the founding father of this, so that his son Parker could have some things that he couldn't get. And I'll go on here. Let me see. Jay Clark, it's going great, man. Thank you for being here. And Gina said, Sunday was incredible. The amazing music. Yes, such a variety. And we're going to talk about that here. And what's Scott Tussey got to say? Was that who you saw, Scott, or is that who's this week? Let me know. All right. And what do we got? Oh, the photos there. Great, Dave. Thank you for that, for putting that link in there. If you guys want to go after the show and check out the link to these photos, I haven't even seen them yet. I'd love to see them. Good stuff. Bob Weber saying it was a great Sunday of music. Yeah, and there were so many Cincinnati musicians there supporting this event who didn't even play in it. And thank you, Bob, for saying Gina was the best. Appreciate that. Great vibes, and the venue is the bomb. I'm going to say, I've heard mixed reviews on Laurie's Roadhouse from different people because they've been to a concert or their staff couldn't have been any better. The venue couldn't have been any nicer. And they were coming off of 2 nights of national acts and had to clean that place up after a national act on Saturday and have it ready. And it was perfect on Sunday morning for this event. So I got a chance to really talk to the owners a little bit. Special people, very nice people. And Laurie's, yeah, good stuff. I mean, just thank you. That's all I can say. Helping anything you needed, they took care of you that day. And yeah, Scott Tussey said that was this past weekend. Okay, thank you for that, buddy. And Scotty Long, what do we got from you? If I don't die here. He said, just look for him. Yeah. Dave, I'll go check those out. I haven't had a chance to check it out. Hollywood, good to hang with you yesterday at Autism Rocks as we talk about it. Always good to have my special friends there. And you are special. You are. Let's talk about, other than me doing the MC work and all that fun stuff I got to do. I want to talk about the bands for a minute, and I've got a few minutes to leave you with that. Melodic Connections. And Glenn will attest to this. He was sitting there as well. Melodic Connections is an engaged program through the Ken Anderson Alliance for disabled adults and individuals. And they do nothing but play music, basically. They learn to play music. They did their own show for 45 minutes. It was probably the most heartwarming thing of the day, I have to say. The smiles on the faces of those up there who were playing and singing and enjoying themselves on the main stage, it was worth every bit of work they had put into it, you could tell. And the folks that teach them were amazing, amazing folks. And what a heartwarming group to have open the show on Sunday. And look that up. If you've not looked anything up on that, look up Melodic Connections. It'll make you want to give to the Ken Anderson Alliance, I'm telling you. And let me tell you why it makes a difference. I'm standing off stage with Ken. This lady jumps the rope to the backstage area. And, people are looking at her like, where's she going? And she comes over to Ken Anderson and she says to him, my son is up there in the orange shirt playing guitar. And her quote was, God bless you, Ken Anderson, for what you've done for my son. You have given him a purpose, and the connection with all these people is amazing. And after she walked away, said a lot more to Ken. I looked at Ken. I said, that makes it worth it, doesn't it? He goes, absolutely, 100%. And that's the kind of stories that come out of this type of event, making a huge difference in the lives of those who have it difficult. And, we take our lives for granted most days, that, it's easy for us. So really, really cool stuff. And yes, Dave says he's got more coming as the folks upload theirs. I look forward to seeing all those, Dave. And thank you for your tireless work as well, man. You work hard for that group every year and all year long. So thank you for that. Leroy, good to have you on the show. Yes, there was a live stream. It was on cable channel 500. And I don't know if it's recorded. I'm sure it's recorded, and I don't know if it'll be replayed or not. Nobody filled us in on that. It was a wild day. It was so busy, but I'm sure someone at the Alliance, maybe even Dave, knows if that's the case. And Dave, loved the trading cards, man. That made my day. Thank you. Let's see what else we got. Jim Kilroy, there's who he saw over the weekend. Let me finish up with Autism Rocks. I've got a lot more to talk about here. Got just a couple minutes to finish it up in. So, yeah, let's talk about the first band after Melodic Connections. Amazing stuff with Varner Netherton Revival. And I hadn't seen Dan Varner in so many years. I mean, it was great to hang out with these musicians and chat with them, that, especially people that you don't always cross paths with. You're welcome, Leroy. Thank you so much, man. It's an honor to have you here. And they had, well, first of all, it was a showstopper on the harmonies. And it was a little tough that they played that early in the day, because I would have loved to seen them hit the stage later in the evening when the crowd was so big. But Varner Netherton, the two brothers playing guitar and bass, the sibling harmonies with Dan's harmonies, they did Zach Brown's Free. They stopped the room. Every head in the room turned around. People were sitting at tables chatting. They heard those harmonies and it stopped the whole room. Amazing, amazing stuff out of Varner Netherton Revival yesterday. Good songs. Brought the energy to the room. And then they brought up a young man in a wheelchair named Braden Raymer, and he sang a few songs with him. Braden has cerebral palsy and knows hundreds of songs in his head, because honestly, I don't believe Braden reads. Braden just listens to music and has this intelligence level that's amazing, that he can remember all these songs. So Braden got up there and sang with him. Another very touching moment in the event. Billy Rock Band hit the stage. So many people commenting. Yeah, Dave said Braden killed it. He did. So many people commenting about Billy Rock. I wish I could talk for hours on these bands today, guys. There's so much to say about them. Billy McCarthy, one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. And his band, they were joking about his guitarist looking like Dave Grohl. But so much fun. And everybody in the room I talked to about Billy Rock commented on the set list, how much they loved his songs. I mean, he's playing Steely Dan and things like, he took you back to what I call the Am Jams, 70s Am Jams. Mrs. Hall Around Town coined that phrase. And yeah, great music. Billy Rock, another wonderful choice for this event. And like I said, it was one of those events where, Autism Rocks would make you think it's all rock and roll. And there were, there's some poo-pooers out there who say, oh, it's supposed to all be rock and roll. It's all be that. But it was a great variety of music for the day. It was. And yes, Bill said every band was off the chart. And Hollywood said, very cool set by Billy Rock. Didn't you think so? I mean, I thought so. I thought it was good. I mean, it was something you don't hear a lot. It really was. Gina loved it. All right. Dewey. Yes. He does have a great catalog. Billy Rock does. And they're good people. And Jim Kilroy saying all bands at Laurie's were great. And first time seeing Bronson. Yeah. He said, how about those bathrooms? Yeah. How about those bathrooms? Well, Laurie's is a neat place. It really is. Nice place. Let's chat a little more though about of course Billy Rock, 3-piece, wide sound for a 3-piece, amazing. Then we took you to some killer old school country with Stagger Lee on the stage. One of the highlights of the day was Stagger Lee up there doing their thing, and the Mr. Redlegs mascot and the Bengals mascot Houday having a little dance off on stage with Bobby Joe. It was fun. They ended up with their signature Train Blackfoot song and brought the house down. It was great. Stagger Lee, always fun. We had a little guitar issue with his guitar kicking it off, and they fixed that right away. It ended up being a cable problem or something, but delayed us a few minutes. But we stayed on time all day, folks. We did. We really did. And Bronson went over 5 minutes at the end because he played an extra song. So we did keep it on time. Scotty Long said he loved everyone's set. Yeah, it was so different. It really was. It was very different this year. And Stagger Lee, 41 years playing, man, so good. So good. Then we had Johnny Fink in the Intrusion with Greg Ambergy as a guest there on the keyboards. And let me mention Greg Ambergy real quick. What an accommodating gentleman he is, musician. He set up his keyboards first thing in the morning and allowed the folks from Melodic Connection and anybody else that needed a keyboardist to play on his keyboards. And, not a lot of musicians sometimes do that. He was very generous with that, and it worked out really well. And thank you, Greg, for that. I think he tore down after their set with Johnny Fink and the Intrusion, so Crown Watts could use their own and some of that. But Johnny Fink, they had told me he was going to do a lot of blues music. Now, he was a little rockier than the blues music. I kind of introed him as we're going to the blues and this and that, and he did some blues songs, obviously. But Johnny Fink and the Intrusion, great music. And Johnny's got a lot of stage energy, brought Gina up to sing with him. That was a wonderful moment. A lot of people love Gina as well. Hello, Jill. Thank you for being here. And Gina says, Greg is such a great guy. He really is. Really is. And what do we got? What's Jim McCarthy say? On top of yesterday, Bronson Road Band played 2 shows Friday and Saturday in Flint, Michigan. Yeah, they were coming in just from there, and there were some tired boys, some of them, but they played well. And let me finish this up, guys. I'm going very long today. I want to talk about Crown Watts. Now for something totally different, we throw Crown Watts on the stage. And up comes the precision music of Crown Watts. Now, I will say that, how do I put this without offending anybody? I'm just going to say myself, you have to be a genuine lover of great music to sit and listen to Crown Watts. They're one of those technical bands that's fantastic. They're not flashy. There's no flash pots going off. There's none of that. There's no hair flipping and any of those kind of things like you get in some bands. But Crown Watts played, when you open with Rush, you're good. That's all I got to say. When you open with Rush, you're good. And extremely talented band. They really are. And of course, you could listen to them all day long, Lori, because you're a Rush fan too. But yeah, it's Crown Watts. I'll just leave it at that. They came out, crowd loved them. People were laser focused on them. Like I said, the people that love music, they zero in on Crown Watts, and there's a reason for that. And then the end of the night was Bronson Arroyo Band, and coming in like Jim just said, off of 2 shows up north in Flint, Michigan. They rolled into town and played their 45-minute set, actually a 50-minute set, and did a fantastic job, and a wide variety of music there. And one of the highlights of that was Jamie Combs running in circles playing guitar, and then having a monitor issue that he ran off the stage through the audience playing guitar, ran back to the front of house, said a few words about his monitor, and ran back up and continued to just jam. And Bronson Arroyo, what a nice guy afterwards. He took so many pictures with a lot of the disabled folks who were there. And then he ended up staying and just chatting with everyone and signing things and doing fun stuff. So Bronson, hats off to you. Also an announcement made yesterday, in case you hadn't heard, made at the event, that Bronson is one of the next inductees in the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame. So congratulations to Bronson, his band, and a great day of music. I would be remiss if I did not mention, though, the guys from production. So many moving parts to this show. The production team, Mongo on the board, Kevin, Jason Baker running stage management, and a host of other guys moving stuff on and off who did a remarkable job of making it happen all day long. We stayed on time. We had very little issues with any sound issues. Just a couple quick things that got repaired and fixed really fast, and we stayed on time. And it was good. And what did Lori say? Yes, the Who, Zeppelin. Yeah, they did Roundabout. Just who does Roundabout anymore? I mean, Funeral for a Friend, Elton John, which was absolutely killer. Good stuff. Thank you for that, Lori. It was great to see you yesterday as well. Lori's a wonderful person, and she just brings smiles to the room every time I see her. And Jamie Combs never misses a beat. No, Jamie was on his game yesterday. He was. But hats off to the production guys who worked tirelessly. They were there early setting up, thereafter. Everybody else tearing down. And Mongo, one of the best sound guys you'll ever hear. He's wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And also want to give a shout out to the ITA folks who did the live stream of the show all day long. They never left their post. In fact, we never took a break. I mean, there was talking going on in between the bands, all that happening on stage. So it went nonstop from the time the first note hit at noon until 7:45 last night. Venue and staff were amazing from Laurie's Roadhouse. They had come off, like I said, 2 national acts on Friday and Saturday night. And they were all smiles and fun, and it was a good time. All the legends of sports were there. Great time. I'll be announcing this week the grand total, and I'm going to tell you it's going to blow you away. It is. So Hot Topic Tuesday coming your way on tomorrow at 5 o'clock with Karis and Scott. You're going to be able to pick the topic. You're going to throw topics in our comments, and we are going to pick one of those tomorrow. And thank you, Lori. It was a long day, but it was well worth it. I'd do it again tomorrow. In fact, I'm going to do it again next Sunday. We're going to be at the Bell and the Bear for a great event next Sunday with the staff fundraiser. It's Save the Animals Foundation fundraiser going on at the Bell and the Bear. Johnny Fink helping put that one on and putting that together. We'll have Johnny and some folks from the staff group and Karis joining me on Wednesday as well on the show at 5 o'clock to chat about that and tell you all about it. Good stuff. I'll be at Tuesday Trivia at Mr. Burroughs, and that's where we're at this week. So thanks so much, guys, for being here. I appreciate you all. And don't forget to get out and support live local music in the venues that bring it to you. And don't forget to have people submit to us for our Thursday shows so we can get them on the list and promote who's playing out. Yes, Mongo always makes it work. He does. He's incredible. And the board was taken over by somebody at the end to run Bronson, and I'll leave it at that. Mongo's awesome. That's what I'm going to say. Thank you, Glenn. Appreciate you very much. Jill, you have a good night, guys. Until then, we got to get out of here. I've been running my mouth for 42 minutes. That's way too long on one of these shows, but I appreciate you hanging in there with me. We'll see you tomorrow with the absolute disaster of a show we do on Tuesdays called Hot Topic Tuesday with Karis and Scott. See you next time, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye for now.
Everyone enjoys getting out on the town for some live music. And there's nothing like going backstage and down the hall for a VIP pass to the inside information and interviews with the bands, singers, and songwriters that you enjoy. Welcome to All Around Town Radio.
Working for the weekend, and I want to see a show. I flip on